Today, we're taking on a whole new adventure. We've come to the Diamond Lake area to trek up one of Oregon's top mountains. I'm gonna have no access to food or water, which means everything that I need, I'm carrying up with me. From this point on, it's like walking on the moon. It's gonna be 24 full hours in the wild in an area that is prone to drastic weather change. Oh yeah, and when I get to the top, I'm spending the night. This is single-handedly the most extreme thing I have ever done in my life. And this is the view from the top of Monkey Fish. The most prehistoric fish that we can even think of right now. That's how it's done! That is one big Dungeness crab. All over the place. That's all I can do just to hang on. This is the wildlife.
The Wildlife is presented by Next Adventure.
For this 24-hour hike, we've got to be equipped for everything.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about this next adventure you're going on?
Well, on this trip, I'm gonna be headed to Mount Bailey. I'm gonna go all the way to the top and I'm gonna camp out on the summit. So I need all the gear to get me up to the top. I'm gonna spend the night and I need to survive. So you guys are the guys to call to get me outfitted.
Not only can we get you set up with the gear that you're looking for, that'll keep you safe and warm and take care of you on the top of the mountain, but we also can help you plan your trip because we can set you up with some maps and our guys really know what they're doing, so they'll help you with your route as well.
All right,
Awesome.
let's do it.
Let's do this.
Sounds good.
First thing is you need to be lightweight. You don't want to carry up more tent than you need, obviously. You want it as light as possible.
I like that, yeah.
Second thing is you need it to be sturdy. You're gonna see some serious wind up there in all likelihood. I mean, hopefully not, but probably. So this is a nice sturdy tent. You've got multiple points of contact with the ground, multiple intersections of the poles, gonna keep this tent upright for you.
Okay, so moving on to the sleeping bag.
Yeah, this is what's gonna keep you warm up there. We've picked a Mountain Hardwear 15-degree synthetic bag for you. It's gonna be really lightweight, really compressible. You can see in the yellow sack up there, that's it, it's compressed state.
All right, so we've got shelters. Now I need something to carry this stuff in.
Yeah, man, let's go talk about packs.
Let's head to the packs.
All right, man, Andrew will help you out over that way.
All right, thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
I've got my shelter so far and all the stuff that's gonna go in with that.
Awesome.
Need something to carry it in. Got my pack, got my shelter.
Yep.
I need a map. And you've got this with the waterproof paper and everything, real durable.
All ready to go. Rain or shine.
Nice. Look at that. All right, now I'm looking at this and I realize that I'm gonna have no access to water once I make it to the summit. So I need something to carry enough water for 24 hours.
Absolutely. We already got you set up with a hydration bladder and you'll be ready to go for your trip.
Perfect. With my gear in hand, it's time to head east. The journey to this part of Oregon is about 250 miles from Portland in an area filled with Mother Nature's finest creations. For us to get a good feel of Mount Bailey, I set out on Diamond Lake to scout my adventure, look at the terrain from the water, and see what challenges lie ahead of me. Yeah, this is a good spot right here. You can see the whole trail from the beginning. It starts right over here. You can see some rough trees, and then the trail runs all the way up that ridge line. Once you get to the summit, the highest point over there, it's just jagged cliffs on all sides. So it's just completely foreign. It's like being on the moon. There's craters and rocks everywhere. It's gonna be a sweet hike. It's time to anchor up, dock, and get our journey underway. And here we are. This is the trailhead, the beginning of our hike to the top of Mount Bailey. Mount Bailey sits at about 8,300 feet. It's about 5 miles from the beginning all the way to the top, so we've definitely got our work cut out for us today. But the thing I like most about this trail is it's very diverse. You go through lots of different areas with loads of timber. We've got lodgepole pine here, then we'll get into some mountain hemlock, and then we're gonna get above the timberline and it's just jagged rock. So you're gonna see all kinds of different landscape. It's just beautiful. But the creme de la creme is standing at the very peak and seeing everything from Mount Shasta all the way up to the Three Sisters. It's gonna be amazing. Mount Bailey sits right over here, just a little bit west of the lake. Diamond Lake is kind of in the middle, and then you've got Mount Thielsen to the east, with Crater Lake to the south. Just kind of sits there, it's centralized. The thing that I need to remember about this is Mount Thielsen is the lightning rod of the Cascades. It gets more consistent lightning strikes than any mountain on the West Coast. So with this area, the weather can change at any second. I have to be completely aware because I don't want to be on top of the mountain when the lightning rolls in. If lightning or any of that does come in, I've got to get off the mountain because you don't want to be at the very top of the lightning rod when the lightning rolls in. Other than that, it's going to be an adventure. Coming up on The Wildlife. Diamond Lake stretched out over here. I can see Mount Thielsen in the distance over here. Right now I'm sitting at exactly 6,000 feet. On this west side, right along this cliff face right here. It's really sketchy. One of my biggest challenges will be monitoring my resources throughout the day. It's starting to get a little bit warm. When you're going by yourself, it means that I'm carrying all of it, all of my stuff. So that, plus my limited water supply, starts to weigh me down a little bit. And I've already been sipping on this thing quite a bit. And this is my water tube. I've only got 2 liters of water for the full 24 hours. Wasn't quite expecting it to be so strenuous, so I've been drinking lots of water, and now I'm like, well, shoot, I need to pull back and pace myself, because this has to last me all the way to the top, and it's also the water I'm gonna use to cook my dinner tonight. This part of the trail allows us to get a good start on the various terrain we will face. First clear view I've seen in the tree line here. That's kind of the nice thing about hiking by yourself is you set your own pace. Don't have to worry about people going really fast or going really slow. You can just sit back and enjoy the ride. The hike up Mount Bailey gives you so many places to appreciate its surroundings. The more and more I come out here, the more I realize I take a lot of things for granted. Electricity, running water, indoor plumbing. Really paints a picture of a big, beautiful world. A big, beautiful world. This is the viewpoint of Diamond Lake and Mount Thielsen, exactly 1.5 miles into the hike. There's Diamond Lake stretched out over here. I can see Mount Thielsen in the distance over here. Right now I'm sitting at exactly 6,000 feet. So I've still got 2,000 plus feet to go. The reason they call it Diamond Lake is because it actually sparkles. You can see all these beautiful sparkles and they just reflect all over this valley. And then directly east of here, you've got the Mount Thielsen Wilderness with Mount Thielsen, which is this giant peak that comes to a huge horn. And that's the lightning rod of the Cascades. It gets loads of lightning strikes. Beautiful rolling hills, and then just forest for as far as you can see. This would be an injustice to just walk past this view. It's important for me to take advantage of the flat parts of the hike. That will keep me from tapping into my limited water source. As I get higher up, the terrain starts to change too. It starts drying out. You get less and less trees. It's like the trees don't even want to be up this high. But we're so close to the tree line. So close. Down at the beginning of the trailhead, all the trees down there were lodgepole pine, but as we're starting to get a little bit higher, you're starting to see a lot more of this mountain hemlock. You can tell it's hemlock because it goes straight up and then bends right at the tip. So it's all flat ground from here. It's kind of like the calm before the storm, Because once I get past this flat ground, it's 2,000 feet of straight elevation gain to the top. All right, just about made it clear of the timberline. As we're starting to get higher now, the trees are getting less and less. There's a lot more rock and dirt. It's really starting to thin out. But the nice thing is, I get my first clear shot at the summit. That's my destination where we'll be spending the night tonight. Coming up on the Wildlife. It's a long, steep slide down. And not the best footing either. And we made it to the crater.
The Wildlife is presented by Next Adventure.
This is what you call the timberline, right here. It's where the trees stop growing. You'll see little ones kind of speckled out here and there, but from this point on, it's a whole new landscape. The forest is down there, and it's just barren up here. That's one of the things I really like about this hike is as you get higher and higher, it gets steeper and steeper, and the topography changes so drastically. From this point on, it's like walking on the moon. It's just rocks and dirt. The nice thing about that is you can see everywhere. You've got a completely unblocked view, and the sky is literally the limit. And we made it to the crater. This right here is just a giant hole on the south side of Mount Bailey. Now, the trail for this goes up on the west side, all the way up and around to the top, which could seem like bad news, but it's exciting for me because that means that this is the home stretch. This is the last bit of climb that I have to make until I reach the peak, and then I just have to walk a slow, steady ridge till I get to the final summit. Means I am so close to the top, I can taste it. The final ridge that leads up to the top of Mount Bailey offers no railings, just a steep drop-off on each side. The loose rock and dirt make for an interesting path. Every step is definitely thought through. With no trees for shade, the sun is beating down on me and my limited water supply. On this west side, right along this cliff face right here, it's really sketchy. It's a long, steep slide down, and not the best footing either. You can see the top, but the false summits are playing tricks on me, making it seem closer than it really is. And here it is. Oh. This is the top of Mount Bailey. Woo! Oh. 8,368 feet of elevation right here. That was a long hike. It took most of my water to get here, good portion of the day. But here we are. It's the peak moment. You can see everything all the way down to Mount McLaughlin. You can see Crater Lake, Mount Thielsen, the Three Sisters. It's like I can see for eternity up here. It's good to be at the top. Now they know that we've been here. Everywhere you look is the most beautiful painting you've ever seen. It's an amazing view from the top of Mount Bailey, overlooking a signature part of the Northwest. Well, we made it to the top of Mount Bailey, right up there at that peak moment. It's beautiful up here. Now, it's time to find a nice, flat area to set up camp because we're gonna be sleeping at the summit tonight. So it's time to find my campsite. Ta-da! Now I've got my tent set up. It's gonna be cook a little food with the stuff I got from Next Adventure, put my bed together, and then I'm gonna sit back and enjoy a beautiful sunset. All in all, it has been an absolutely phenomenal day. Climbing Mount Bailey has been a rewarding challenge. The fact that we get to sleep at the top and really appreciate both the adventure and the beauty is why I love life in the outdoors. And we have flames. Dinner is served. Pour this in our food, stir it up, and we're good to go. With little water to spare for dinner, I can enjoy a meal. Both myself and the day are winding to a close. The next few hours will allow us some peaceful sleep atop the mountain. Tomorrow's sunrise will start the final part of my journey. Coming up on The Wildlife. How many people can say they actually spent the night at the summit of a mountain? So beautiful up here. It's one of those mornings where you really feel so alive. It's not every day you wake up at the top of the mountain to watch the sunrise. All you want is for time to tick slowly so you can bask in the amazing moment. Camp is all packed up. Everything is back in my backpack. And I am ready to go. And it couldn't have come at a better time because I enjoyed a beautiful sunrise. And my water supply is completely gone. Used up every drop. So the hike down is going to be a little bit less hydrated than I had originally anticipated. That's okay, because it's all downhill. And I'm ready to go. With no water left, my pack is lighter, and my time down will be a sliver of how long it took me to reach the top. One more adventure for the logbooks. Check it off. Mount Bailey was amazing. I mean, how many people can say they actually spent the night at the summit of a mountain? Oh, it was good stuff. But I worked up a bit of an appetite, so I'm gonna go get me some food. After spending the night on top of Mount Bailey, where my food consisted of backpacker snacks and only a few liters of water, I came here to South Shore Pizza, where I get to make one of their signature pies right now. Beautiful.
First thing is the sauce. Grab
This
that
sauce right
ladle of
here.
Sauce. Nice big helping. There you go, and let's circle it around.
See? Look at that. I'm good at this.
Man, you're natural.
All right.
All right?
Yeah, we like cheese. Oh, is that good?
That's really good, actually.
Pepperoni.
Oh, yeah.
Coming up. Man, all meat. Just load it up. Oh, yeah. A little bit of onionage. Just sprinkle it over the top. Fully. Oh, I lost it. Nice little cheese helmet.
Oh, yeah.
Bam. And that is a Diamond Lake special.
That is correct, and all we gotta do is put it in the oven.
Looks like we're ready. Oh, yeah. All right, now I've never cut a pizza before, but I imagine it goes something like that. Right there looks good. Yeah. Mom, I learned how to cook. That's what our finished pizza looks like. It smells pretty good. Only thing left to do is dig in. And it's hot. I make a pretty good pizza. Hey there, grandfather. I know it's really nice to have a good hot cup of coffee in the morning, but I really had to work for this cup. You can see right back here, that's the very top of Mount Bailey. And we worked really hard to get to the top of this mountain. But the big surprise came in the morning when I got to sit out here and have a nice hot cup of joe and watch the sun rise over Diamond Lake and Mount Thielsen. I know you've been here 100 times, but this one was my peak moment. Here's to you.
The Wildlife is presented by Next Adventure.